shut my eyes. I went to bed asleep with my f***ing eyes open. That's how locked in I am.
Philadelphia Eagles are world champions.
Hey, got it! Yeah!
Let's go, Phillies! Woo! KJ and I out here.
You are now listening to the Appreciate Your Input podcast with host Dalton Holland. A proud 302 Birds podcast experience. Now let's take it to the show.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday night. My name is Dalton Holland, and of course, as always, I appreciate your input. Thank you for joining us. We got an exciting, jam-packed show. We got show regular Frank Longo backstage, ready to talk about if the Rams are a legit threat. We're going to be talking about those Philadelphia Phillies that can't stop to be fighting. The best team in the MLB right now, haven't lost a series this year. We're going to be talking about if you could bring back one trend, what would it be? Debating the best sports month later in the show. If Xavier shows up, yeah, Xavier, I'm talking to you. And last but not least, we'll be debating what is the best cap in the MLB. So even if you aren't a Philly sports fan, you're a baseball fan or a sports fan, you got to stick around till the end of the show so you can participate in that debate with us because you are not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a fun one. But before I get into our first segment with our guest, I want to just show what the vibes were like at the ballpark today. I had the pleasure and the honor of being able to watch our Philadelphia Phillies live. Shout out to my boy Cole Cyber for hooking me up with a ticket. Then we actually went down to a little area, kind of like a standing room area. It was under a pavilion, so it was good for the rain. It worked out. And it was awesome. Seeing Casty's Grand Salami live, that was amazing. Interviewing my boy Chris with the weather report. Let's just take it live outside Citizens Bank Park right now and see what it was like. As far as weather report goes before the game, it's a little bit chillier. It's kind of misty out. I got a couple layers on. I mean, how are you feeling, Chaos Chris? Weather report.
Fucking cold. I'm tired of this bullshit. One day it's 75 degrees. Next day it's fucking 40.
It is some bipolar weather.
It's fucking raining every day. Give me the summer already. Fuck this.
Said like a true Philadelphia, my friends. So we're out here at Citizens Bank Park today. Christopher Sanchez on the mound for the Phillies. Tyler Glasnow on the mound for the Dodgers. Philadelphia Phillies, I think, will take the dub. Sanchez put on some weight this year. He's looking solid. Hopefully, when we revisit this video, I'm right about it on the postgame show later. We'll see. Take it back to the studio as... First off, Sam Nelson, what's going on, man? Glad to see you here. I agree with this comment. I am so over Jordan Romano, too. No Romano. I don't want him around here, but I want to just tell a story real quick. So that clip you guys just saw, when Casty hit that home run, me and KJ were in the middle of a food review of Uncle Charlie's cheesesteak, which slaps, by the way. But you'll see, there's a moment where I just take the cheesesteak as a whole, and I just down the thing. That was like the most Philadelphia thing I thought I could do in the second to appreciate Casty and his Grand Salami for everybody there. It was a rainy day. It was, I won't say a miserable day because the Phillies played great and they got the series W against the Dodgers. So that's awesome. But as a whole, I mean, it made the day a lot sweeter that the Phillies won. I'll put it to you that way. But enough of me. Let's go ahead and talk about those Phillies with my boy, Frank Longo. Frank, how are you feeling about the Titans?
Dude, it feels great. I mean, this is exactly what we wanted. Definitely a hot start. I mean, it is a long season, and LA, I mean, we are better than LA, I would say now. We won the series, so they can't say that they're the top team. They didn't have a chance that they had. I felt like the series, it was like 3-1 and then another 3-1 game. But that was a good blowout, and I really enjoyed it, and it just made us feel really good for the future of this first half of the season. I don't want to be like, oh my God, World Series or bust. I don't want to be like that right now. But right now, World Series or bust.
Yeah, I hear it.
Oh, that's how I feel right now. It's just I'm still have a high from the Super Bowl. I'm so obnoxious already, but this is just a little like salt on top, man. Just I'm such a cocky now professional fan for the Philadelphia that I love it. It's the best thing in the world. You're just walking on cloud nine right now. It's so fun. Sorry, we never really do this that much, so I'm allowed to be this obnoxious asshole. You know how it is.
Yeah, us Philly fans, we don't get it that often. You're right.
So it's like a really good time to be here. That's what I feel like. I love it. I don't know about you, Dalt. How do you think about it?
Yeah, so I actually had to celebrate today with another story I tell. I guess it's a storytelling show. So shout out to Sam Nelson for joining us and helping me out. But Sam, the story behind the ice cream helmet. So if you don't know, for a little bit of context, I should have made a video about it in the stadium because everybody loves the story. But I had my first ever ice cream helmet today, and I didn't expect that many people to comment and give an uprising about it.
That's crazy, Dalt.
It is kind of nuts. The reason is, here's why. As a kid, my family never really went to Phillies games. When we could afford to go to games, yeah, we would go to Eagles games. So whenever I would make it to a Phillies game, I feel like the ice cream helmet never made it my way because number one, I want to go to enough games. And number two, I never really had a sweet tooth. So with that being said, like I would take Chickies and Pete's crab fries 10 days out of 10 over ice cream at the ballpark. No disrespect to Richmond's, no disrespect to the ice cream helmet. It was awesome. It was a really cool experience. Like I said, first ever ice cream helmet today for me. It's downstairs in my sink with a little bit of soap and some hot water. I'm going to finish cleaning it tonight so I can use it whenever the Phillies win. I'll go get my Turkey Hill ice cream, right? Get a scoop, be a real Delco guy, get the Grand Slam. Yeah, Dutch. I know Ballpark's watching back there, but it was an experience, Frank. I got chocolate, and it's a really cool helmet, too. It's like a red one with a blue brim, and it almost has a star. So that's the reason why, Sam Nelson, I never really had a sweet tooth. And then when I got to college and I could spend money, I'd buy crab fries.
I got to call Don and Child Protective Services because you never got ice cream. I think that's insanity in my eyes. But no, I mean, I love the ice cream. I think it's like because we're older now, we do the savory more than anything. But yeah, I remember when I was little, man, I was like ice cream all day, every day. I mean, I'm still Mr. Ice Cream after dinner. I will always have my big Turkey Hill or my Ben & Jerry's and just crush a pint and then go to bed, even though I'm lactose intolerant. So sorry, but hon. Yeah, I farted in my bed after all those ice creams. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I feel like with the savory too, I'm with that. Like I definitely will pick if I can pick a food at the ballpark, like the Uncle Charlie's cheesesteak, me and KJ split, and then he was like, "All right, this isn't a $18 cheesesteak. Do you want to split it?" I'm like, "Sure." And then what happened was I ended up buying the cap because the caps are like $9, so we each got a cap. And then we each got a cheesesteak. And that was honestly a great way to do it. But the one thing I wanted to say, too, is I never was a dessert guy until I started dating Alyssa. Alyssa's the reason that I eat a lot of dessert now.
I'm a big dessert guy in my relationship. I'm always like the sweet tooth and everything like that. Sarah wasn't the biggest sweet tooth until she became pregnant at one point. She was all about ice cream, root beer, and tiramisu. So now those are like our three like dessert items, basically. Tiramisu or ice cream is always in our house, no matter what. But yeah, that's like our biggest things. But Dalt, I have a question for you. What was your favorite thing in any stadium? Like, what was your favorite sandwich or anything in any of the Philadelphia stands? Like, is it like a number one? Like, is it crab fries for you?
It's definitely, if I had to pick one item, yeah, and I'm not going to sit here in front. It's crab fries, and I'm not paid to say that. It would be great if I got paid to say that. I know I've been in the works, done some deals with Chickies and the Pizza in the past. Shout out to them. That would be a great sponsorship because, like, that's seriously my favorite. A sleeper, though, I will say, if I'm talking all foods across all stadiums in Philadelphia, I want to try it, but I haven't gotten to try it. The cutlet. I'll eat a cutlet from Chickies and Pete's, but I want to try the Kyle Schwarber cutlet. That looks good, what they just added to the stadium. How
Yeah,
about you?
my number one has got to be the Schmitter. I know they used to have it at the Citizens Bank Park, but now they have it at
Schmitter,
the
for
Link.
someone that doesn't know, like me, a young baseball fan. No offense.
Yeah, I mean they had it at there, but then they had it at but now they have it at the Link. So they have a little sandwich shop, like a little spot at the Link that you could always go to and eat it for Eagles games. If you look it up, Dalt put it on here. It is literally a heart attack in a bun. It's one of the best things. It has like salami. I don't even know all the food that's in it, but it is one of the best sandwiches ever. I think actually the original place is in Chestnut Hill, and it has one of the best sandwiches there.
Can you see that?
Yeah, that's it. It's so good. It's one of my favorites. It's dude, you gotta do it. Like I'm telling you right now, you'll have one and you'll be like, all right, Frank was right, because it has like cheesesteak steak in it, Thousand Island, tomatoes, onions. Oh my god, it's so freaking good, dude. You would
I
love
feel
it.
like they should call this the shitter.
It is. Yeah, the next day, dude, you're doing some work like Chipotle work.
Oh my god.
So,
But let's talk about the Phils, Frank. Are you afraid of any team in the MLB? We just beat the World Series champs. I'm feeling pretty good. How about you?
I'm not afraid of anyone. I think they need to be afraid of us more than anything. The only thing that scares me is ourselves for injuries or the relief pitching. I'm really nervous about the bullpen. That's really it. I'm not afraid of any other team. So, and maybe the Austin, oh my God, the Astros trash cans, and that's really it. What
Yeah,
about
I
you,
think
Dalt?
that I agree. I think the Dodgers were really the team that I was the most afraid of, just because the Dodgers have that insane payroll and they paid literally everybody and their brother. So the fact that the Phillies just went out and got the series W against them, I honestly thought that they would go 1-2, and I would have been happy with that because the Dodgers are defending World Series champions. But they
And they were
didn't
undefeated.
even do that. They exceeded expectations and went 2-1. So I really thought that they seemed in control. They played as a team. But the biggest thing with me with the Phillies today, and I talked about this on our Phillies post-game show. If you guys haven't, please come on the Phillies post-game show on 302 Bird. Shardy's doing a great job holding that down. But the biggest thing that I wanted to say was this team's disciplined, man. This team knows what they're doing. They're just taking shots when they need to take them, like Casty's grand slam. And if the shot's not there, they're going to get a walk. 11 walks today against Tyler Glasnow. And he's not a rookie pitcher. He's a solid veteran pitcher that's been in this league for a few years now, knows what he's doing. And I was really proud of the Phillies' performance today. Not only just seeing it live, suffering through that cold, because it was cold. My hands were cold. I'm not ashamed to say it. But I just was proud of the way that they've played this whole series throughout the weekend because they play great baseball.
No, and I think a lot of things go with it. Like these guys, more than 80% of them went to the World Series. They understood the ramifications of the season. Yeah, it's early, but you're playing against another big team. You sort of want to basically measure each other out right now and see where you guys are standing and where you guys are at. But, you know, every game in baseball counts. I know there's a lot of games for baseball, but down the line, they start counting. That's why they have, hey, how many games are they back? And 0.5 games back, so it means you're still 0.5 games back. And I think every win right now really matters. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. And these guys are just always on it and just always make sure that they know their strike zones, know the pitcher. Their defense is just outstanding too. I mean, I really like watching our defense go out. So that's what I think.
And don't get me wrong, Ryan Swoop. Hey, first off, great to see you in here, man. Hope all is well. Love what you're doing with your running journey. I've been keeping up with that on Facebook. That's awesome, my man. But you're right. I mean, they still have a lot of work to do, and I agree with that. They still have a long ways to go. But I heard it, I think it was on WIP today, or it might have been on another radio station, that they comparing the stats from this year to last year. The Phillies have the best, like, whatever, I forget what it's called, the stat in baseball, because I don't watch it enough, but essentially the stat was plate discipline, the way that they're swinging. And they have the best patience in the MLB right now. So look, I agree with you. There's still a lot of work to do. But as a whole, from where they were at last year, I am very much happy to see them be in this spot. And I think that they're going to be a good team for this season. That's my take. And then you got Joe Donahue saying Empire Strikes Back, objectively the best movie sequel. Yes, that is a good one. I'm shocked nobody said that last week. We got another question like that coming up, Joe Donahue. Best MLB cap, too. So you got to stay tuned with that. But good to see you in here, Ryan, as well. But yeah, I mean, the Phillies are making us proud. They're making everybody proud. And I think I said this on last week's show, too. Let me get your take on this, Frank. You got college basketball for Philadelphia, which really hasn't done much. You got the Sixers, who suck. The Flyers just got eliminated from the playoffs. They're rebuilding, we'll say, to be fair. The Phillies have a tremendous amount of pressure now with what the Eagles did to show up. I mean, they really got to lock in. Would you say so yourself?
Management has more pressure than anybody else. The players don't have as much pressure because they are always in the right position. I feel like the GM and the management, Rob Thompson, have a lot of pressure on them because we all know that they can get there. I think a couple of the coaching calls from last year were pretty questionable. I still question why Schwarber is not at first at bat. Do have a lot of questions about that. Because I like that fast-paced motion of getting one run right away as quick as possible. But do I like Trey Turner at the first spot too? Yeah, I do. I mean, he's a pretty fast guy. He'd get around the bases very quickly. I just really question some things with Rob Thompson, but at the same time, I love Philly Rob. Don't get me twisted. But I think there's more pressure on them than anything else.
Yeah, I like that comment a lot because I think, sorry, I was muted there. I didn't even realize. Dombrowski has a tremendous amount of pressure. I said it on the Phil's postgame show once again. I'm telling you guys, you got to tune into it. Right after the Phillies game, if you're not doing anything, come watch Shardy. It's an awesome Phillies experience, and it's a great way to vent or it's a great way to celebrate. And the thing I said on the show is there are nights like Friday night and tonight where Dombrowski looks really smart because he basically said this team's good enough. They just need to play good baseball, and they can beat the best teams in baseball. And then there were nights like last night and yesterday where they don't play well. They completely shit the bed as far as hitting goes. They fall off, and they aren't that team that's built to be there. So you're right, Frank. Nobody has more pressure than the front office this year for the Philadelphia Phillies. It's going to be really interesting to see which way it pans out because, I mean, to Dombrowski's credit, to play devil's advocate, they did just beat the best team in baseball with the team that they had and the World Series champs. So there is a little bit of credit to what he's saying, too.
The only thing I sort of question upper management in the front office about this is you never went after a reliever. You never really went after a closer. And that's the only thing that is missing to this puzzle. And I think everybody agrees with me there that our biggest weakness is the bullpen. I mean, we have a great starting pitching. We have great batting. What is missing here? And it's our relief pitching. Will I take an ace out of the starting role and trade for a closer, maybe. The season's still young, so let's see what happens. But I wouldn't mind trading that young catcher and bringing back up Stubbs and trading that young catcher again and maybe getting something out of that. But let's see where this season takes us because JT is still a dog.
Yeah. Let's see where this season takes us for sure. But transitioning now to the NFL, Philadelphia Eagles. There was one team that they sort of struggled with in the playoffs, and that was the LA Rams. Do you think that the LA Rams are a real threat next year? I kind of do, but I'll start with you. Do you, Frank?
I mean, every team in the NFL is always a threat. I don't care what anybody says. That the all-star team of NCAA, every single team. But you have an aging quarterback. You get rid of one of your best receivers. I don't know why they let him go. I still love Kupp. He was still their second best wide receiver. Their defense is stacked. I think they just got. I don't see Matthew Stafford being what he was this year. I just don't see it. Their defense is really good. I'm not gonna deny that, but they need a new quarterback. I don't think Stafford's gonna be what he used to be. I'm more worried about the Redskins than anybody else in the NFC, truthfully, because every other team we just destroyed, but the Rams. But the Rams, I think that was their last leg, basically, to try to get over that line. And I don't think they're coming back. What do you think, Dalt? You think so?
I like that. I think that it's a fair take. Jaden Daniels is especially the real deal. I like that take.
No
I
doubt.
just feel like Matt Stafford is not going to go out a loser. Like that guy, he was used to losing so long in Detroit. There's no way that he just wants to end his career like that. So I feel like I agree with you also on the Kupp take. I would have kept Kupp this year because I feel like Kupp has chemistry too with Stafford. And even though he's a little bit older players can still play. Like that's what we're learning in the NFL is that these older guys have a longer expiration date. They have more longevity. Look at Brandon Graham, right? We all thought that he was toast, and then he's coming in playing better than Bryce Huff this year. And we're like, okay, cool. Yeah, BG's better. We're going to leave him in. So I will say that if I'm the Rams, I would have kept Kupp. I would have kept him for Stafford's sake, and I would have went all in because I'm looking at it like I'm the only team that gave Philadelphia a run for their money, and I don't see any team beating Philadelphia otherwise. The Rams were the one team I feel like that actually matched up defensively well against us. Like until the end there, when Jalen Carter got the sack, we were pretty much toast. Stafford,
I mean, I don't think their running defense was good, but their passing offense was. I mean, passing defense was ridiculous. I mean, we should have beat them by a mile. You know, think about it. It should have never been that close. When freaking Saquon was banging his head on that helmet, I was like, oh, this game's over. This is sick. Like, we're up like, 14 points at that point with like only 3 minutes. And then they walk down just like Atlanta Falcons. They walk down to get a touchdown in 2 seconds, like literally not even a minute to basically be one touchdown away. But Atlanta Falcons, they scored and won. But then next row, we try to get fancy and throw the ball again. Didn't waste enough time. Then they started marching it down again, just like the Atlanta Falcons did. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be just like the Atlanta Falcons game. God damn it. And then Jalen Carter, he gets singled blocked and releases it and just crushes them. And that was like the most satisfaction day ever on that. I think that was the toughest game we had. I don't think I was really freaked out by the Green Bay Packers in the fourth quarter. I don't think I was really freaked out even with the Redskins or the Chiefs. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy to say that. But, yeah, I think the LA Rams was the toughest team. But here's my question, Dalt, and here's a little devil advocate. If the Eagles didn't win the Rams game and the Redskins didn't win the Detroit game, how cool would that NFC championship would have been seeing Stafford with Goff's old team versus Goff with his old team, vice versa. How cool would that have been? That would have been like poetry, basically, for the NFL.
If the script writers could have predicted it anyway, Frank, yeah, they would have predicted it that way. I think
Yeah,
just
that's so
in
cool.
my opinion, if that NFC championship would have happened, I would actually have to give the edge, I think, to the Lions. I think that the NFL is all about matchups. And
Yeah,
that's the thing about the
I think
Rams.
so too.
That's why I say if there's one team in the NFC that actually I'm kind of scared of, it's the Rams. Kind of like the Bucks. How the Bucks matched up against us for the past 2 years before that, and then
I
Baker
hate
Mayfield
them
got the
so
best of
much.
us. I feel like the Rams just match up really good against us. I don't know why.
I like the number one team. You're gonna laugh. Like, yeah, the Cowboys are probably my number one hated team. My top three hated team is the Cowboys, the Saints, and then the Buccaneers. Because for some reason, the Buccaneers just have our number at all times, especially when we're down in Florida. I just can't stand it. And like, yeah, do I like Mike Evans? Yes, but Jesus God, man, like we cannot beat them for the life of us. I don't know what it is down there. But the Saints, yeah, they're just. I think that whole organization's just dirty. I hate them all. But that's my take. Quick take on that. But yeah, no, I think Matthew Stafford. I love Matthew Stafford. I love his grit. I love everything about him. But I just don't want him to go out like Aaron Rodgers and start being sold off for like chump change. I think he should retire probably the next year or so, but I don't see this being a good year for him, sadly.
Yeah. Well, we're about to move on to our next topic. So, Frank, can you please let the people know where they can give you a follow? And thank you, as always, for joining me on this Sunday night, sir.
Always follow me at Totally Frankable on Instagram and Twitter. Please let me know if you guys want to hang out. Let's go to a bar sometime. See you guys.
Thank you, Frank. I'll see you, brother.
Later.
All right. So we got somebody backstage who's been bitching at me a lot about the Patriots. He bitches at me a lot about a lot of things, and that's somebody named Boston. We'll get to the trend topic here in a second, but yeah, what a way to make your way to the story. Real professional there, buddy. What are you doing? Sitting in like somebody's basement or something down there? You're muted, first off. Nobody can hear you.
First of all, you muted me.
I didn't mute shit.
Well, anyway, I'm back because Dalt finally isn't being a crybaby and brought me back.
Yeah, finally not a crybaby. But anyway, Boston, what is the best sports month? Please enlighten me and tell me why.
There's only two options, either March or October. And the right option is October because of playoff baseball, baby, the best atmosphere in all of professional sports. And Dalt's not going to experience that this year.
Give you one back. How's that? Anyway, October is a fair answer. You said October, and what was your other one?
March.
Because you got March Madness, you
March
got
Madness.
NHL.
Spring, college football. Spring is coming up. So that's about to come back. They're doing spring football. You got, what else you got? College baseball, softball's back.
Baseball's back.
Yep.
Yeah, if I had to pick one, it would probably be a month where the NFL exists. I think if I actually had to pick one, I would probably have to argue October is a good one. Because, yeah, when the Phillies were in the World Series in 2022, and the Eagles were on that run the first time around before Super Bowl 57 when they lost, but it was the regular season, and they were just unstoppable. I remember being at the World Series and just that feeling of like, holy shit, the Eagles are kicking ass right now. The Phillies are playing great baseball right now. Like, what a time to be alive. What a time to be a sports fan. What a time to be a Philadelphia fan. I just remember what that was like sitting there in that stadium. And I think October's got to be my answer. It's a great month. You got hockey. You got that starts to ramp up. You got basketball that starts to ramp up. You got Halloween. So you also have that kind of experience that if Halloween ends up on one of the days of the week that the NFL owns, being Thursday, Monday, or Sunday, yeah, they own a day of the week that the freaking church owns, those evil mofos. I get it. But seriously, if you end up going and Halloween ends up on a Thursday and you've ever been to a Halloween NFL game, it is one of the most entertaining, hilarious experiences of your life. Like, go check it out. It's funny. It's worth it. So yeah, I like October. That's a good one. Any
Yeah,
other
October-
months you would throw out there?
Probably if I'm thinking about a month, probably February, just because that's like towards Super Bowl, and then you got what else? You got college basketball starting back up. I'll say around February, because that's when March Madness is about to happen. Super Bowl's about to happen, so you got all that. And if your team wins, you already know your talent's going crazy like Philadelphia did.
Yeah. I mean, we're having a parade or something's blowing up or some kind of anarchy. I hear you.
Now imagine Delaware had a team. You already know the whole state would be gone.
You know, I'm actually kind of glad you brought that up because that's something I've always wanted to debate. Seriously, that's something I've always wanted to debate on the shows is what if Delaware had a sports franchise, like a professional sports franchise in one of the big four leagues, being the MLB, the NHL, the NFL, or the NBA. That would be fascinating. I mean, they have the Delaware 87ers. They do have a minor league team, and they have a couple other minor league teams that exist here and have existed here as well. But I would just be like Wilmington. I've thought about it before. The Wilmington Wizards. Who knows? The NFL wants to expand to other places. I feel like the NFL should expand to all 50 states before they expand.
Yeah, and we can use
outside the USA.
We can use the Blue Hen Stadium. We got a football stadium right in Delaware.
I'm just saying, I mean, if you had to put one team in Delaware, where are you going to put it and what are you going to name it?
Baseball, and name it the Delaware Bombers.
Where at?
Wilmington.
Okay.
Because Dover's too small.
I don't know. I feel like you need the space though for a ball. Like, I don't really know where you would put it in Wilmington. Yeah, you have the Blue Rock Stadium, but it's not that big of a stadium. I mean, I went to it for the first time last year, and it's a beautiful stadium. Don't get me wrong. It's actually the only Chickies and Pete's in Delaware. Fun fact. But I did not. I don't know. I just didn't think that it was what it was supposed to be. That's my take.
I mean, that is true. I mean, if anything, we would probably most likely have a football team in Delaware because we would have more space because Delaware Blue Hens are now getting called up to the FCS. So we have that to look forward to this year.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would never see it actually happening, but it is still a fun debate to have. But Xavier, I got to get on to the next topic. Appreciate you for joining me, man. Anything else you want to say about the best sports month?
Best sports month, October. Baseball's finally back. I'm glad baseball's back. In October, can't wait for playoff baseball, even if my team don't make it. Yeah, that's about it.
Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate you joining us, Xavier. Thank you for being on here. And you have a best trend before you leave? Or if you could bring back any trend, anything you would bring back?
You know what? Bring my fidget spinners. I miss those. Sitting in class, just spinning the fidget spinner because I'm bored. Bring them back. I like fidget spinners.
Yeah, I like fidget spinners too. It's funny you actually say that because that was my one. If I could bring back one thing, it would definitely be fidget spinners. And it's funny, Xavier, because I already brought them back. I got one in my garage. I use it all the time. As somebody with ADHD, it's nice to just go. They're on Amazon. You can still get them. But
I had to buy 20.
yeah. You get an Eagles one, a Patriots one. Yeah, you can get them.
No, Eagles, no.
Well, that's why I said Patriots for you, mother. Yeah, but anyway. Point being, if you guys could bring back one trend, what would you guys bring back and why? It is a fun debate to have. I mean, there's a lot of great, like Silly Bands was one, Angry Birds was one, Clash of Clans, I think would be an arguable one, but you could argue that that's also not a trend, that's just kind of sustained itself into its own hobby now. I would say Among Us is definitely one of them. You could say video games that the thing is, it's got to be a video game that everybody played. Like Angry Birds, when it came out, everybody played. Among Us, when it came out, everybody played. It can't be like Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like my girlfriend has never seen or played or picked up anything on a controller, really.
Don't let her play Call of Duty. It's a terrible experience.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be something on an iPhone, I feel like, to make it even.
Flappy Bird.
Yeah, Flappy Bird is a good one. Cut the Rope could be a good one. But there's like a lot of good answers out there of what would be one trend you could bring back. It could also be a fashion trend too. So if you're somebody that's a little bit older and you're like, oh, I want to bring back this thing from the 80s, or oh, I want to bring back this thing from the 90s. Or if you're watching on the show and you're like, I want to bring this thing back from the 70s. Maybe there's a viewer out there that's from the 70s. Hey, I appreciate you. Let us know in the comments and why. Because there's a lot of good answers. I mean, I think that the most obvious ones are food. Oh, here's a good one. Ready? A lot of people out there, I bet, would say the McRib from McDonald's. It's not my personal thing, but like the snack wrap from McDonald's, that would be one that I would advocate for. If I could bring back one trend, I would bring back the snack wrap from McDonald's. If I could advocate for another trend, I would advocate for bringing back the dollar menu.
Please bring it back.
Right? There you
go. Too much money at McDonald's. I'm tired of the $2 McChickens. Bring back the $1 McChickens. God. And you can't even get a drink for $1. It's like $1.50 now. It's terrible.
Yeah, if you get the McApp, I mean, every drink is about $1. You're right. But it's getting to the point of where, yeah, it's just way too expensive. It costs too much. So I think that they got it. They're trying to bring back some stuff. Like I've noticed Wendy's was really the first with it, but now McDonald's has the $5 menu. And they're all trying to do something that they can keep for a little bit cheaper. But I think the biggest trend that I want to see brought back too is just, how about kindness? And I don't mean that in like a cheesy way. Like, let's save world peace, guys. Yeah. Like, no, not like that. Like, you know, like white knight, like peace, love, and granola, you know, fucking unrealistic. I just mean like simple kindness of people holding the door for each other, or like just a basic level of human respect. It's really hard to find that nowadays anymore. And that's kind of sad. So that's one trend that I think, in all seriousness, if I could bring back, I would bring back.
Yeah, I'll bring that back too, because today there was a lady. I'm always kind. So today at the grocery store, a lady needed help checking out, and she didn't know how to work it, so I helped her work everything out. And then I opened the door for her because I was like, you know what, let me spread some kindness. Because right nowadays, nobody's kind. Nobody's kind nowadays. You can barely find anything. People are kind. They aren't. They're just mad. This generation sucks.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That's great that you did that, though, because sometimes it is the little things. But Xavier, I appreciate you joining me, man. Thank you, bro.
Of course.
I'll see you again soon. Take care.
See ya. Go Red Sox.
That motherfucker had to slip that in there. See, that kid knows what he's doing. But anyway, if you guys could bring back one trend one last time, let me know in the comments. I don't know if Mikey D is going to come on the show for this topic. If he does, that would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, we know what team he's going to say, but his team is actually probably the correct answer, unfortunately. If there is one team in the MLB that you guys would argue has the best cap in the MLB, who is it and why? Right here, the Wheel of Wonder tonight is going to answer that. We're going to see what Team Fate says. You got the Red Sox. You got the White Sox. You got the Cubs. You got the Phillies, who I put on there. You got the Dodgers. You got the Yankees. You got, there's a couple I'm going to blank on now because I don't know the MLB teams like that off my head. But I would argue probably the Phillies is iconic. The Phillies is one of the best. You got the Pittsburgh Pirates, too. That's a pretty iconic one with their P. Yankees, though. Yankees, I can see a lot of people saying. The New York Yankees are just one of the most historic franchises in baseball as a whole. The way that the Yankees play, the way that the Yankees demand leadership, the way that the Yankees just convey themselves, I got to give a lot of credit to them as a franchise. The A's I had on there too, the Oakland Athletics, it looks like that was who fate said, which is crazy that the Oakland Athletics, that you better not believe that that's not the Atlanta Braves. I'm not going to put them on there as a Philly fan. Hell no. The Cubs I also had on there. They're an interesting one. The Yankees, like I said, the Red Sox, the White Sox, the Dodgers, and then the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays is an exciting one. I like the Blue Jays as a Philly fan. I mean, it's an underrated hat. It's a good look, in my opinion. But as a Philly fan, how can you not say the Phils? If I had to wear one that was not a Philadelphia team, for those of you guys who are going to ask in the comments, it would probably be a White Sox. I'll get to why in 1 second. Sorry, had a tickle in my throat. Had to reset there. Appreciate your patience. Appreciate your input. See what I did there? Anyway, it would probably be the White Sox. I just feel like the White Sox are a good historic franchise. And I don't want to be that guy that wears the Yankees hat because everybody else is wearing it. Trust me, I love the Yankees. Might be the Cubs, too. Actually, it would be the Cubs. I'll change my answer. Chicago Cubs. It would definitely be a Chicago team. I don't know why, but Chicago, the Windy City, there's something about Philadelphians and Chicagoans. See what I got at Ash and Connor for my Chicagoans watching. But there's something about Chicago and Philadelphia fans where I just feel like we have a mutual respect for each other. Hardworking fan bases, not the same division. I don't mind Chicago at all. I mean, I might be overstepping my boundaries. I really don't know if the Flyers and the Blackhawks are rivals. I don't watch the NHL enough to know. But I do watch enough baseball and NFL to know that Chicago doesn't really give us a problem. So it would probably be the Chicago Cubs. I like the Cubs. I would love to go to Wrigley Stadium too. One of the most historic ballparks in the USA. So if I ever had to rock a hat, it would probably be a blue Chicago Cubs one with the bear poking out of the sea. That's a nice one. But let me know in the comments, what is your guys' best ball cap and why? There's a lot of right answers. Let me know the debate. I think that the Yankees one is the stereotypical one. You know every New Yorker or Lakers, Yankees, Cowboys fan that rocks the hat. You also got every high schooler from, California that's going to rock the hat. But in all seriousness, the Yankees probably takes the cake just because of where it ranks on the world scale of how iconic it is. It's probably the most iconic hat of all time. And there's no arguing that, unfortunately. I would love to say it's the Phils, but it's just not. Let me know, though. That's my opinion. What's your opinion for what is the best hat in baseball? That's all I got for you guys tonight. It was a fun day. I want to say thank you to my boy Cole Cyber once again for hooking us up with tickets to the game today. KJ McCoy, Chaos Chris, thank you guys for joining me. It was an awesome experience watching the Phillies take down the Dodgers today. But that's all I got. My name's Dalton Holland. I'm signing off. And as always, I appreciate your input.
Let's go, Phillies! Woo!
KJ and I out here.
You are now listening to the Appreciate Your Input podcast.